Yeah, good morning, everyone. Uh, on Friday, we saw US market ending marginally down. The unemployment data which came over there was quite lower than what was expected. The new addition of employee was 1.94 lakh against expectation of 5 lakhs. In fact, the last month also, the addition was quite low as compared to the expectations. But the unemployment rate and wage increase were higher than what was market expected. So unemployment rate has come at 4.8%, whereas the expectation was 5.1. And the wage increase has also happened ahead of what market was expecting, over 5%, over 4% year on year. So there was a mix back numbers, and as such, market was also reacting bit mixed and has not seen any great move on that account. Fear of increasing the withdrawal of tapering or withdrawal of the support has not yet reduced with this lower unemployment data, mainly because the wage increase is quite strong, and that is putting some pressure on the inflation. Even futures are also marginally negative in the US market. So we need to watch this carefully, and the figures need the going forward from here. The US may also be driven more by corporate results than the economic data, and corporate results in US are expected to be again coming in this quarter to be a stronger one. Uh, in Asia, most of the Asian stocks are positive, uh, driven specifically by each country individual outlook. Japan markets are positive mainly on account of the expectation that the capital gain tax may not increase, which was earlier expected. So that is giving indication for the market to move up. And even Hong Kong also is seeing positive trend mainly on account of rebound in the tech stock. The Mithun, similar to like Zomato, there the antitrust penalty on that particular company came lower than what was expected. As such, that stock and along with that, various tech stocks are up in the Chinese market. In commodity, oil continue to move up and now trading over $83, whereas aluminum and copper are flat and steel is also flat, and iron ore is up by around 2% in China. Now I'll request one thing more to be kept a watch on is the 10-year bond yield in the US, which continue to move up and is now at around 1.61%. Uh, on Friday, it was somewhere around 1.5 to 1.53%. Now it has moved up post this data, still higher. So that is indicating some worry signal in the US market. Now I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Today, the Nifty is likely to open on a flattish note, and we might see some range-bound trading session. Last week, we have seen that the Nifty is just hovering near its resistance level, which comes to at around 17,940 levels. So for the today intraday purpose, that level will consider as a resistance zone, that is 17,940 levels. If it's break that level, then definitely we are going to witness a new high above 18,000 levels, or 18,200 level in the coming days. On the downside, for today intraday purpose, the support is placed at 17,840 level. If it's break that level, then we are likely to witness some selling pressure, or say the profit booking, which might take a Nifty towards 17,770 or 17,700 levels on the downsides. The overall view on the market will remain a positive as long as Nifty stays above 17,700 level, which is the crucial support level for the Nifty. On the Bank Nifty front, last week we have seen that it has surpassed the 38,000 levels, which was acting as a strong resistance zone, but somehow it fails to maintain a positive closing about that level, which gives some little bit cautious signs. So now 38,000 will act as an immediate resistance zone. If it's break that level, then again we can witness some positive momentum on in Bank Nifty towards 38,200, 38,400 level on the higher side. Whereas on downside, 37,848 800 level will act as an immediate support zone. If it's break that level, then we are likely to witness a selling pressure, which might take a Bank Nifty towards 37,700 and 37,600 levels on the downsides. The overall view remain positive as long as this sustains above 37,500 level. Now 37,500 will is the crucial support level for the Bank Nifty. As long as it sustains about that level, we are going to witness positive move, or we can say the on every dips we can witness a buying into the Bank Nifty. So these are the important support and resistance on the Nifty and Bank Nifty front. Going ahead towards the Nifty Finance. For the today intraday purpose, 18,470 will be the first resistance level. If it's break that level, then 18,600, 18,700 levels can be seen on the higher side. Whereas on lower end, 18,300 will be the first support zone. Below that level, we can witness some positive move, some selling pressure, or say the profit booking, which might take a Nifty Finance towards 18,100 level on the downsides. From the last few days, we are continuously witnessing a very sectorial rotation, or say the stock specific trading. So one can be remain a stock specific only, but with the strict stop losses as long as the market's trend on the upside remains intact. Now, in this week, the two stocks are really doing very well. That is Adani Enterprises. One can just have a look on this particular counter. It's well placed above all the important moving average, 50, 100, and 200 DMA. So I believe that it has a potential to reach up to 1600, 1640 levels on the higher side. As of now, currently the stock is trading at 1547 levels. So one can take a long positions above 1550. It is a conditional buy call. Above 1550, one can take a long position. 1520 can be kept as a stop loss. I believe upside we can see a 1600 levels in 1 to 2 trading sessions. Another stock from the technical front, Balkrishna Industry looks very good. From the last few days, it was just consolidating within the range of 2570 to 2550 levels, and it has given a breakout of that particular range bound trading session on the Friday itself with a decent volume. So I believe in the coming week, or say in this week, we are going to witness some positive move in Balkrishna Industry also, which might take a stocks towards 2640, 2700 levels on the higher side. So one can just have a look in this particular counter as well. I think that's it from our end. We request derivative guys to take a call for me.
Thank you, Swati. On the derivative front, looking at the overall data, the data actually in the last 15 days was actually negative, and that's why we were seeing the Nifty not moving much. But now, from the open interest front, the open interest is light. The India VIX has come down from 18 levels to sub 15.5 levels, which is very good. The premiums also are back, even though not much, but we are not in discount, so that is also a positive. So looking at all the data together, this data is much better than the last few days, and that is why we believe Nifty will probably continue its momentum on the upwards. 17,800 now become the strong support on the downside, followed by 17,500. 18,000 is a crucial resistance on the upside. So once 18,000 is broken, we'll see further buying coming in. But at this point of time, another 100 point, 150 points from current levels we do see. So one can look to buy for that target. From the stock specific front, Tata Motors, Bandhan Bank have seen some strong short covering action and are likely to witness some buying going forward. Also, from the last month, the telecom sector continues to perform, and we believe the telecom will move up going forward as well. So look to buy the same. And from the overall open interest front, pharma as a sector seems to be bottoming out. It can take probably a week or so more, but looks like most of the stocks are primed to move up. So one can look to buy pharma as a whole. Looking at the open interest. That's it from my side. I like to ask the fundamental team to take out this.
Good morning. Solar Industries has received orders worth almost 1500 crores from Coal India for supply of explosives over next 2 years. So this is a big order for the company's size, and our institutional team is in fact tracking the stock, and they have upgraded the earnings by almost 28 to 29% for this stock, with a revised target of 2900 rupees. So expect the stock to perform well. JLR second quarter volume update is also out. As per the company, chip shortage issue remains difficult to forecast, and however, gradual easing of that would be seen over next 12 months. So fairly longish time. Although on the demand side, the global orders remain at record levels of in excess of 1,25,000 vehicles. Coming to quarterly numbers, the total volume was at 92,710. Quarter-on-quarter decline of 26% and year-on-year decline of 18%. Equitas Small Finance Bank second quarter business update was good. Total loans grew by 6% quarter-on-quarter and 13% year-on-year. Disbursement was at all-time high of 3,100 crores against run rate of 2,500 crores witnessed in quarter 3 and quarter 4, which were healthy quarters. So on the growth front, things are positive. CASA ratio also improved to 45% versus 40% in June quarter and just 25% year-on-year. So overall good performance. Bandhan Bank on other hand but disappointed. Collection efficiency in microfinance is at 86%. This was at 72% in June. So it has improved, but still 86% considering unsecured product is low overall. Also, if we compare this to credit access, the collection efficiency there was 93%. So clearly Bandhan is lagging behind. On the growth front also, this is reflecting that loan growth was at just 1.6% quarter-on-quarter, year-on-year at just 7%. So for the time being, one can stay away from the stock. Today, Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC will be getting listed. We had a subscribe from a long-term point of view rating on this IPO. Issue size is 2,700 crores. Market cap will be 20,500 crores. Price per share will be 712 rupees. This is the fourth largest mutual fund and the largest non-banking mutual fund. However, it does not have any particular USP going in its favor. Along with all old mutual funds, this company is also losing market share to newer players, and with more and more new players coming. For example, NJ and Navi Mutual Fund, then Zerodha, Paytm. So all these will be fighting with these old mutual funds, and market share should continue to come down for them. Also, there could be some pressure on profit margins when these guys keep coming. On valuation front also, if we look at the PE, then it is almost trading at average of the three listed mutual funds, HDFC, Nippon and UTI. However, on market cap to AUM basis, it is trading at a decent discount to Nippon. Nippon is trading at 11% market cap to AUM compared to 7% for Aditya Birla. So from that perspective, there could be some minor listing gains. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Gland Pharma has received a tentative approval from US FDA for Sumadex injection, that is the generic version of Brindion, which has an annual sales of around $615 million. So this is sentimentally positive because this is just a tentative approval as of now, and company has to wait for the final approval before launching this product. As such, Hilker has came out with their Q2 FY22 business update, and we believe this is a negative development because the company witnessed subdued demand during the quarter, though their European market registered strong performance on the back of higher consumption and demand trends. The consolidated sales for quarter two is expected to be around 358 crores, which is flat YOY and QNQ. Also, net debt at rupees 349 crores has slightly increased over Q1Q and over YOY. So this is, we believe, is the negative development for the company in today's trade. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. TCS has posted below expectation numbers for the quarter, with dollar revenue coming in at $66333 million versus expectation of $6421 million. Even EBIT margins came in lower versus the expectation at 25.6%. TCV for the quarter came at $6.7 billion, which includes deal wins, which is broad-based across all segments. Since company has missed estimates both on the growth and the margin front in Q2, which may lead to downgrade in earnings. And Q3 is a seasonally soft quarter for the company. Long-term demand environment and outlook continue to be better. Outlook is neutral on the company. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. NCL reported its volume numbers for the quarter. Cement production for the quarter came at 0.68 million ton, up by 10% year-on-year, but down by 4% quarter-on-quarter. Cement sales volume were up by 10% year-on-year, but down by 3% sequentially at 0.68 million ton for the quarter. Thank you.
Yeah, apart from that, a few more things like SW Solar. This has been Reliance has put in his interest in the company and will be acquiring the SW Solar shares from the existing promoter at around 375 and also subscribing to the fresh issue of around at the similar prices and also given an open offer at that price. So in all, Reliance is targeting around 40% holding in the SW Solar. And even after acquisitions, the promoter holding, existing promoter holding will continue to remain higher at over 50%. So development is comparatively positive and it's in direction of Reliance moving more to renewable energy as it has announced it's in AGM. And it is one of the part of that as the execution part of solar, so SW Solar is quite strong at global level. So no doubt current prices are much higher than the the open offer price or the acquisition price of Reliance, and such may see some profit booking in today's trade, but for direction wise in a long term perspective it become positive for SW Solar. Apart from that, Route Mobile has also done one acquisition. The acquisition is in Latin American market and this is to expand their geographical reach. The total investment for acquisition is at around 375 crores. And if you see it's more of an earning accretive acquisitions with shares is the company is being acquired at a multiple of around 30 times earning. Whereas the company, Route Mobile is trading at on trailing basis at around 70 times their earning. So it's more of a expansion of geography and also earning accretive. So both way it is positive for Route Mobile. The negative results of TCS or below expected results of TCS can also have impact on the other IT companies share in today's trade as well. So that's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.